Alright, so I'm back with the 3 years to go pro vlog. So it's been 4 months or more since the start of the term and since the last vlog. So in all that time, I basically forgot about the vlog for some part, and some parts when I remembered all things to do with things like my research project, things like weekend trips that we would be normally recording at, and then things like group work and other school work and exams and stuff like that. So of course, being after all this time, it's not going to be as detailed as the normal vlogs, just going over what's happening over the past semester, how I split my training, and what my plan is going forward. Alright, so the main thing that happened is that Coach Coleman, the coach at UVA for the past 2 years, he migrated permanently overseas. So for the first part of the term, I didn't seem like going to be a coach, and because of that, and also because it's my last year, I'm going to be running to compete. I decided to implement my own program, so I looked online for a bit and then created my own program to work with from there. So it mainly consists of 3 main sections really. So once a week I'll be doing abs, once a week I'll be doing core cover legs, that's done at the gym, mainly squats and several things like that. And once a week I'll do arm workout at home. And then also once a week, I traveled to a week but I couldn't really get it done based on my school program. I'd also do swimming to improve my lung capacity and for the triathlon if it ever comes to that. And then 2 times in the week I do shorter runs, so that's things like 8 times 800s or something like that, or running up a hill 10 different times and then dragging that down. And then for the other 3 days of the week that I'm training, I'll be doing, or 3 to 4 times because after in Saturday, I will do longer runs, so things like anything from 5k up to 15, 16k, and I made on a Palisade also longer runs, almost 15k and such. So that continued for about a month. I was at grandma's house some of the time due to my school schedule, so that made things a bit easier in terms of the runs, since I needed to come back home and then go to my community. But yeah, I implemented that, and then the new coach came in, that's name is Coach Stewart. So he was previously a hurdles coach as well. Apparently worked at U before, but came in to replace Coach Coleman. He eventually gave me his own program, but for several reasons I'll get into, I'm kind of ignoring that, because it's the last year, and then I'll be going on to it. But before I get into that, I'll talk about the different track events that I'm doing. Alright, so in terms of road runs, so far this entire semester I've done round 3. So the first one was at the very start, I got time around like 1750, so I wasn't really going too hard for that one. Well, back around 7 or 8 I came over that, so that was basically that first run to get a relation of where I was and build on from there. Second one was the Burger King 5k, so in that one I came 4th again, and my time was around 16:20, 16:30, that range. So slower than last year when I was working off the marathon, but not too bad. And it was much better improvement from the several weeks before I run, so I was getting the improvements there. And then a week after I had the UE5k, so that's the one with a lot of hills in there. I came 3rd in that one as well, a time of 16:40 or so around 50 seconds lower than last year with the marathon training, but it was still same position, so not too bad overall. I think I've done fairly well in terms of getting those road run times down, so hopefully into next year I can continue seeing those improvements to get it down into the 15 range like I did last year, possibly even better. In addition to that, there was a few other events that I competed in, so most of these are inter-hall competitions. So I live at home, I don't live on hall, but I guess from sports day last year people got my contact information calling me to compete for the hall there. So there are 4 events that have happened so far. So there was intra-hall relay runs around Ring Road. So Ring Road is around the 800 meter around. So There's relay for 1 lap, relay for half lap. So I ran both of those. Team came first in the full lap and second in the half lap. And there's a few other people that were in there. I'll talk about them later. And then there was a cross country run. It was really just a 4K around campus. There was first the intra-hall one, which I won. It was closer than you would have thought, but it wasn't really difficult. Pretty sure I could have won at any time I really wanted to. And then there was supposed to be an inter-hall competition as well. I would have done that if I known about it, but because I don't live on hall, I learned about this on the morning of, at around 4 o'clock, and they're calling in the morning saying they want me to compete. And I know I'm not going to go down there to go run today at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I missed out on that, but I don't think the result would have been too different. It's the same 4K route, so really good overall. In terms of who was running, so first thing is that Saquon, so that's my training partner from Campion, he's now at UE, so he was there. He's helping in the relays and such and in the cross country. So he stepped back a little bit from the long distance, and we get into that later what he's doing now. And there's another person, his name is Facey, and that's his last name. He used to run at Champs. He wasn't a big name, but he was there. He did 800 and 1500 meters, and he was at UE, so he's much closer to where I am at right now. But the thing is that he seems to be backing off from the training as well. So transitioning from that into it. So with Coach Steve was sending a new program. Basically they restarted the official training and the track and such. Initially we had several people joining in that said to be doing long distance, so Saquon, Facey, and a few other people. Michelo, they said they wanted Saquon doing 400 because of this build, which is not too surprising, but that's just how it is, I guess, because again they don't have any long distance specialists there that can work to improve, so they want him to work where they know they can improve. So he's been doing that fairly consistently. I've had to miss out on training, as I'll explain later, but some of the days where I come, I see him there doing it. And Facey, he seems to basically have dropped off mostly, so at the U5A he was there, but well far back, so he seems to be dropped off from the pace that he was on early in the season. I guess just getting used to the UE lifestyle, finding it more important. So yeah, that's what's happening with that training. So overall, I said that I'm not really going to be focusing on his training program for 2 reasons really. First thing is that since it's my last year, I'm going to be running to compete. I want to just do everything based on for myself, so whatever I'm doing because I believe it's going to be the best for me in terms of competing. So it doesn't really make sense to go into his program and then sit back and think it's not really what I want, because I'm not going to be doing anything after this. So, just for the last year I do whatever I can for myself. And second thing, just like another coach I was talking last year, he's talking about supplements, and whenever you hear that, of course, no, not taking any supplements, neither I'm not doing that of my running. So yeah, that's basically a big turn off as well, so keep it to the arm's length. One thing though is that he wants me to do steeplechase, so he wants me to do 5,000 and 3,000 steeplechase. I guess because he's a hurdles coach, so it's more comfortable for him. So some of the days I've been going to the track, and he's had me do drills over hurdles. It's the 400 hurdles though, so after training is modeled after that. So actually like hurdling over, not just like stepping down, since you have the much higher hurdle and then you have to step into water. So yeah, worry about that. I'm not sure how much it's going to help when they see a different type of hurdle there, since mainly things like how fast you bring down your leg, whether you're jumping over it or trying to hurdle over it, it's a wider thing, it's higher, so, and then they step down into water. So yeah, I'm not too sure that it's going to help too much until I actually start running a 3,000 steeplechase. So it's just been flexibility I'm looking at it as, and of course I'm only doing that once or twice a week. When I decided to go down to the track. Also, always continuing with my own program, so we're still on the long runs, the swimming, the leg workouts up at the upper gym. Sometimes I go down to the lower gym and he has his own weight program, but his own takes like 2 hours to complete, and I don't have time for that. I have to go back to class, I have to go back to study and things like that. My own weights program in terms of legs is around 45 minutes long, and that's much more manageable for me in terms of I want to do the swimming or I want to do another run to fit in between classes. So and then he has, of course, like all coaches in the past, he has like 400, 200 runs and things like that. So mostly continuing my own program. That's where I'm at with him right now. So now that we're in late December, I'm basically in the midst of the exams, so that has something else to focus on, but to give me more time to do the training. So last week I fell behind a lot because of many of the end of term exams and tests and such, and group work, which is always a problem. So fell behind in training there, so I completed that basically doing a week straight of core work plus long run, just to get myself back into the rhythm before I can continue it into the Christmas break. But however, on a Saturday, I was running up in my community going downhill, and I tripped and fell. I think it's the first time in like 5, 6, 7 years that I actually just tripped and fell just by running out over something. So it's kind of embarrassing, but I fell down on my hands, so you see drenching blood all over it, on my hip, which is swelling up, so I had to be icing that on my leg as well, and my knee. So yeah, it's pretty hard fall. I've been out for 4 to 5 days now at this point. Can't really run because of the hip mainly. It's painful to bring up, so just my eyes that are resting. And then of course the exams have to do that. So I think about first of all, so I've been in the Christmas term running as much, and then coming up I'm thinking of possibly helping at the CBT. It's kind of sprung on me suddenly, and then learning that it's just a general they want me to help and not that they have a specific part in mind for me. Not sure how much I'll be doing that, but of course coming up after that is the final term at QA, when they're applying for my master's programs and continuing my research project. So that's been going fairly well. Just need to get good at the analysis writing in R, and once that's done it should be much easier going forward. So especially because next term I have a lot time that's set apart specifically for the research project, in addition to the longer breaks you have in a final year, and that will give you more opportunity to just work on the research project by itself. So that's been where I'm at in terms of that. So whenever this heals up and I finish the exams, I'll get back into the same program I'll be doing, and then going forward, possibly considering triathlon. So just something to work up to in the midst, since I'm not going to be on the track as much, so work up swimming and cycling. Well, mainly swimming, because that's where I can see the most improvement, given that I'm not decided against getting new tires or a new bike at all, since of course it's the last year I'm going to be competing with it. So depends on how much I improve in my swimming. So I've seen some major improvements. The main thing is that I still get pounding headaches whenever I swim for a long time without stopping. So I can't go 500, 600 meters technically fine, but whenever I stop, I get out to the water, pounding headaches. And of course I'm still fairly slow in the water, so I don't think I will be breaking any records or such like that, but just have something to work forward to and look forward to, and I'll be doing triathlon there. So going forward into next year, whenever the research project is done, which takes some time of course to be observing the birds and writing it into R and QGIS, and then next term I'll be working more on our project and then continuing my training by myself, and maybe 3,000 meters, depending on how serious it becomes about getting that down, and if there's any events, because like last year there doesn't seem to be many events for long distance running. So that's what's basically happening with me. I'll upload this hopefully before Christmas, and then maybe next year will be better in terms of actually continue the vlog, because I won't be doing foundation courses. Hopefully I'll pass everything there, and then most of the courses are like seminars and such, so it's less time investment, so it's more time to do this vlog and to do other things as well. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. This last year I'm going to be competing, like I said several times, so just want to basically have fun with this for my last year, not stress myself too much over any time or anything like that. Anything that will come in terms of like scholarships for running, it's mostly still by now, so yeah, just running for myself and running for fun, and we'll see where it ends.